Well, we've certainly talked about him enough, so now it's time to cover one of his films. Today, on the WGA's list of 101 greatest screenplays, we break down the most highly ranked Alfred Hitchcock movie, written by Ernest Lehman. Here are 5 screenwriting secrets in North by Northwest. Set pieces are essentially the big scenes that will showcase a film. They generally have the biggest entertainment value in the story, and are what you see in the movie trailer. This basically means they're a big part of making audiences want to see your movie. North by Northwest is built with amazing set pieces. However, not only are they wildly entertaining and cinematically iconic, the set piece locations also serve to challenge the hero, Roger Thornhill. In the Townsend Mansion, Roger is called a liar and forced to drink. In the United Nations building, Roger gets framed for Townsend's murder in a high-profile institution, putting him on the run from the law as well as from Van Damme's goons. In Grand Central Station, Roger is surrounded by crowds and police, where anybody could recognize him. On the 20th Century train, there's nowhere to run or hide. In Chicago's Union Station, the police are now actively hunting Roger. In the most famous set piece of the movie, there's absolutely nowhere to hide in the open field. In the auction scene, Roger is trapped by Van Damme's men, Valerian and Leonard, and none of them can violate the social etiquette. And finally, in the iconic Mount Rushmore finale, there is no escape for Roger and Eve but to climb down the monument and risk their lives. See how this story comes alive with such amazing set pieces? Irony makes for a superb story experience. North by Northwest is full of delicious irony. For example, Roger Thornhill has created a career built on lies, and yet he's angered when he feels what it's like to be lied to.
You lied to me. I don't like the games you play, Professor.
Roger loves to drink.
I've had 2 martinis at the Oak Bar, so she even bothered to sniff my breath.
So how does Van Damme try to destroy him?
Cheers.
Roger is a womanizer.
The moment I meet an attractive woman, I have to start pretending I've no desire to make love to her.
So it's only fitting that he gets played by a woman. He vehemently denies being the fake agent George Kaplan.
My name is Thornhill. Roger Thornhill. There's never been anything else.
This is not going to lead to a very happy conclusion, Mr. Kaplan.
I'm not Kaplan.
But when he tries to prove what happened to him, we get this.
You haven't gotten into trouble, Roger.
Now stop calling me Roger.
Into trouble?
When he's forced to drive drunk, he's accused of driving a stolen vehicle.
Car was just reported stolen.
So it's ironic that he later steals a pickup truck. And finally, Roger Thornhill's fatal flaw is that he uses other people. He makes others do what he can easily do himself.
Put a note on my desk in the morning. Think thin.
81098.
What am I, a telephone operator?
Do me a favor, will you? Put on that sweet, innocent look you do so well and go to the desk and get the key to 796.
So it's wonderfully ironic that this is what gets him in trouble in the first place.
Perhaps if I sent you a telegram.
Mr. George Kaplan.
Boy.
And he ends up having to solve the problem by himself. Because movie studios in the 1950s weren't too keen on explicitly sexual content, Ernest Lehman had to rely heavily on subtext in this film. I would argue that it actually makes the dialogue better. Check out the sexual innuendos between Roger and Eve.
The moment I meet an attractive woman, I have to start pretending I've no desire to make love to her.
What makes you think you have to conceal it?
She might find the idea objectionable.
Then again, she might not. It's going to be a long night, and I don't particularly like the book I've started. You know what I mean?
No place to sleep.
I have a large drawing room all to myself.
It doesn't seem quite fair, does it?
Drawing room E, car 3901.
Such a nice number.
It's easy to remember.
Tell me, why are you so good to me?
Shall I climb up and tell you why?
And of course, this famous Freudian symbolism. The subtext goes beyond the sexual realm in this film. We also get it in death threats.
The least I can do is afford you the opportunity of surviving the evening.
Apparently, the only performance that'll satisfy you is when I play dead.
In your very next role, you'll be quite convincing, I assure you.
20.
You're not taking her on that plane with you.
Of course I am. Like our friends, I too believe in neatness, Leonard. This matter is best disposed of from a great height over water.
When these characters speak in subtext, it makes for clever dialogue. No Alfred Hitchcock movie would be an Alfred Hitchcock movie without dramatic irony. Wait, didn't we just cover irony? This is a little different. In our last video, we talked about Alfred Hitchcock's bomb under the table principle, in which the audience is shown a bomb under a table while characters are talking about something mundane. This is essentially dramatic irony, when the audience knows something that certain characters do not. This creates suspense by allowing the audience to become active participants in the story. In Roger's business meeting in the hotel bar, we see two men in suits looking for George Kaplan. When Roger gets the bellboy's attention, the audience sees that he's being mistaken for Kaplan. Roger and the detectives go back to the Townsend mansion to investigate. But because we saw what happened before, we know, along with Roger, that the woman is putting on an act. When Roger tries to buy a train ticket, the agent sees a photo of him. This involves the audience because we scream at Roger to get out of there. During Roger and Eve's romantic interlude, we discover that she is actually working with Van Damme. So we feel suspense during their time together after that moment. When Roger returns from almost being killed by the crop duster, he sees Eve in the Ambassador East Hotel. Now the audience knows that he knows about her, and she does not. At Van Damme's house, Leonard shows a gun behind his back, hidden from Philip. This is a brilliant two-step process, because once Leonard warns Van Damme that Eve is deceiving him, we then know that Van Damme plans to kill her. So now the audience is telling her,
Whatever you do, don't get on that plane.
but once Eve sees Roger's message in his matchbook, now she's in on the game, unbeknownst to Van Damme. And finally, as Roger makes his way downstairs, Anna sees his reflection in the TV set. See how much fun you can have with dramatic irony? In the rising action of this well-written story, the more actions Roger takes to achieve his goal, the more problems he causes. Also, with whatever outcome he desires, something worse usually happens. For example, Roger brings his mother to the Plaza Hotel to find the mysterious George Kaplan. But he ends up getting caught by Van Damme's goons, and puts his mother in danger as well. When Roger goes to the United Nations building, he ends up getting the real Lester Townsend killed. Roger illegally boards a train headed to Chicago, but this gets Eve Kendall romantically involved, which endangers her role as a secret agent. Roger angrily confronts Eve at an auction, which causes Van Damme to suspect her loyalty. When Roger asks the buffoon to intentionally get arrested, his plan backfires, as the professor coerces him on a plane to South Dakota. And finally, when Roger tries to keep Eve from harm, he gets knocked out by a policeman.
Oops.
So what are your thoughts? Anything you'd like to add? Join the conversation by leaving a comment below. If you like Script Sleuth and the work we're doing, please consider supporting us on Patreon. As thanks for your generous and valuable support, patrons can get early access to future videos, a copy of the full film analysis notes for each script, and get priority voting on the next film to be covered. If you haven't already, please subscribe for upcoming videos from Script Sleuth. Thank you so much for watching.